Hello everyone. So this is now the second round of our interaction. In first round we have conducted two papers for the lesson number 1 and lesson number 2 of history. Now let's go for the another one. This is the third one that is based on applied history. Okay. So the very first question, once again the pattern is same, and we are going to discuss the answer which are as per the line of board. The very first question is choose the correct alternative and write the complete statement. And the question is the National Archives of India is in dash. The given options are Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai. And the correct answer it is in Delhi. The first one. And you know that additional information, this is the largest archives of Asia as well. The earliest museum in the world was discovered in the excavation at the city of dash, Delhi, Harappa or Kolkata. Naturally you can give the answer of this question just by the common sense. We are talking about the earliest museum. So naturally this is the Ur, and Ur used to be a city in Mesopotamia. Now once again identify the wrong pair. Let me once again remind you, you need not to correct the pair, just identify the wrong pair and write it as it is. So among all these four, the wrong pair is Kalbelia, drumming and dances of Manipur. The correct answer Kalbelia, drumming and dances of Rajasthan hai, but you need not to correct it. Now complete the concept chart. Cultural heritage, tangible and intangible. You were expected to write only 2 examples. The cultural heritage that falls in tangible, buildings, artifacts or coins, many others can be also there. Okay, monuments. Intangible mein oral traditional knowledge, folk songs, okay, and their languages, these things, performing arts, those can be in the intangible. So you were expected only 2 for each one, tangible and intangible. Marks will allotted for both. Now explain the following concept. Anyone? The very first one was public history. You were expected to explain the concept based on public history. The correct answer will be first point. People have a lot of misgivings about the practicality of the knowledge of history. Point number 1. For example, history is usually thought as a field of interest only for historians and students wishing to pursue higher studies in the subjects and not pertaining to practical life. History as a field of knowledge does not have any applicability to economically productive fields, etc. This was the type of misgiving regarding history, regarding the knowledge of history. Public history helps to overcome such misgivings and makes history meaningful in everyday life, connecting people to history. There are many universities abroad where various courses in public history are offered. Srishti Institute, one of the examples is Srishti Institute of Art, Design and Technology is in institute at Bengaluru, Karnataka. This institute has an independent department named Center for Public History. So overall, the meaning of this answer is that just to feed the mind that if you have the knowledge of history or if you are pursuing your career in history, so it will help you a lot. So those misgivings that are actually uprooted in modern era. Now the similar concept related to the another question, write short notes on applied history. What is the applicable part of history? If you had gathered the knowledge in history, where it can be applied and how it can make your earning. This is the important, because every knowledge should able enough to earn something for you. So the first point, applied history is also known as public history. Number 1. Point number 2, applied history is a field of study concerned with the application of history for the benefit of people in the contemporary and future. As I told you, what exactly applied history tells us. Okay, so it is concerned where to knowledge of history can be applied and how it can be benefited to the contemporary future. Okay, contemporary and future. Next one, knowledge of history is useful as it can provide guidance in finding the solution to contemporary. So many issues, many problems that arises in contemporary life, their solution most of the time can be found out in past social issues and incorporate them in the social planning. So we can learn a lot of through our history, and many solution of the problem that arises in contemporary period, they can be also solved. Another one, the use of applied history. In brief, applied history can also be described as understanding of our present with the help of the history and finding right direction for the benefit of our future. This last point is very important, keep in mind. Now another one, explain the following statement giving reasons. Anyone? The very first one, it is essential to study the history of technology. First point, the history of technology helps in understanding the changes and their causes in the field of agricultural production, commodities production, architecture, engineering, etc. Means if we do study the history of technology, we can easily understand the changes that took place in the various fields which are mentioned here. Another one, scientific discoveries or invention and technological advancement are mutually dependent on each other. There is the interrelationship between the science and technology, you better know it. Knowledge of science and technology was very important at every step, from making of stone tool. The very first stone tool, which was actually created by the Stone Age first man, was the very first scientific invention. And then we reached to the agricultural production, and then a lot of development took place in the field of technology. So that, okay, then later the advancement of science promoted the mechanization. This is the next stage of the technological progress. It is necessary to know the history of technology in order to understand the development of mechanization and the mutual dependence between the science and technology. So if we do study the history of technology, we can better understand the dependency or the relationship between the science and technology. Another one, it is important to study the history of management. The next question, it is again to give the reason. In order to understand various factors involved in chain of production, such as means of production, human resources, and process of production, as well as the chain of market and sales of management. So for all this aspect, it is important to study the history of management, because the similar idea, the similar thing can be applied once again to the contemporary and the coming future. It is essential to have a knowledge of similar functional system of the past. A manager or the person who are engaged to the managerial aspect, they must have the knowledge of these particular functions, how these things were functioning in past. Another point, it is essential to understand the psychological character of people working at various levels in the chain of production and marketing for healthy management. Next point, in order to achieve it, understanding of the social and economic institution that support the industrial and commercial process is important. Knowledge of history in this regard make the management at various level easier. Okay, so this is the very perfect answer for this particular question, and again it is important from the board point of view. Now this is the question for brief one. To write the answer in detail, though it is here 2 mark, but in board exam the same question will be asked in 4 marks. Point will be same. How can we correlate applied history with our present? This is the most important question from this particular lesson. The visible and invisible relics of the past exist in our present. We nurture some kind of curiosity, attraction towards them. So whatever the visible and invisible relics are there, This is the nature of the mankind that we show our curiosity and attraction towards them. We wish to know more about their history because they represent the creative thoughts and tradition of our ancestor. It is our heritage. So whatever the relics are there, they are actually the heritage of the mankind, the identity of the mankind of that particular society. It helps in building our identity, as I told you earlier. The history of our heritage links us with our origin. Hence, it becomes necessary to preserve and conserve it for future, for our benefit as well as for the benefit of future generation. Applied history is concerned with the preservation and conservation of our heritage and make it accessible to people. Heritage management creates opportunity for employment. In brief, applied history can be described as understanding of our present with the help of history and finding right direction for the benefit of our future. And the last and the final question, what objective can be fulfilled through the heritage projects? The operations necessary for the conservation, preservation and development of the heritage site can be handled without causing any change in its original state. Means there shouldn't be any change in the basic structure of the monuments or whatever the site we are trying to conserve or preserve. Then while at conserving or preserving the the man-made site, at that time it should local psychology should also be considered. The second point is related to that only. The local social structure and psychology of the local people, challenges faced by them in the present situation and their expectation can be surveyed in detail. Only then the work of conservation preservation should start. Due precaution can be taken to avoid hurting sentiments of the local people while completing the projects of conservation, preservation and development of heritage site. Participation of the local people in the project can be facilitated. Systematic plan can be designed to employ the local skill in a creative way and create better opportunities of livelihood. So please go through the answer that is presented here, and this will certainly help you in your board examination. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.